Anyone who's an engineer can go do an energy audit. This is certainly not true. Not all engineers have the hands-on experience or knowledge to deliver investment-grade energy audits. Particularly if it's not their day-to-day role, they've never done an energy audit before, they're going to really struggle to understand the process, how you go about it. And whilst they may have knowledge of some areas of energy-using technologies, their knowledge is unlikely to span all the areas that you need to be aware of and have some reasonable knowledge of as an energy auditor. Imagine doing an energy audit that identified a whole lot of savings opportunities, but then your client doesn't implement any of them. Or you do an energy audit, the client goes through a tender process to implement one of the key measures you recommended, but the costs come in twice as high as what you've estimated, and so the client doesn't proceed. Or imagine that the client implements measures that you've recommended, but after implementing them, can't see any changes in their energy bills. Unfortunately, such occurrences are pretty common. So today, we're revealing the skills and certifications you need to perform an energy audit that decision makers and financiers can trust. Hi, I'm Bruce Rouse from the Sustainability Education Academy, and welcome back to this channel. If you're an energy consultant, building engineer, or sustainability leader, you know that effective energy audits unlock massive value, but only if done by a truly qualified expert. So let's just jump straight into energy audit qualifications for career-changing projects. So what are energy auditor qualifications? What exactly qualifies someone to be an energy auditor? At its core, these qualifications combine technical knowledge, real-world problem-solving ability, client and engagement skills, and a recognized certification, such as the Investment Grade Energy Auditor Certification, or IGEA, available on the Sustainability Education Academy. So let's start with education. Most energy auditors have backgrounds in engineering, building science, or environmental services. Some start with vocational or trade training focused on building systems. Technical experience, proficiency in HVAC, lighting, building envelope, and industrial processes. Auditors must know buildings and how they operate inside and out, and if they're doing industrial work, they need to know how industrial facilities use energy. Certification. Now, holding a certified energy auditor or energy auditor certification, such as the Investment Grade Energy Auditor IGEA certification, is increasingly essential. This is what sets you apart from someone who just completed a quick training or theory-based course. Then we have analytical skills. This is the ability to use tools such as data loggers, energy meters, thermal cameras, and software for modeling or for identifying opportunities and modeling energy savings. So let's look at the key components now of how to become a certified energy auditor. And let's break down the professional pathway to become a qualified certified energy auditor. Well, firstly, you should be meeting any relevant educational backgrounds. Now, most auditors start with a degree in engineering or building sciences, as I mentioned earlier. However, hands-on experience in construction, mechanical systems, or energy technologies can substitute in certain cases. Secondly, you need to be building real-world experience. So employers and clients want proof you can solve real energy challenges. Facility management, commissioning, or building operations roles are great stepping stones to get this experience. If you're focused on residential buildings, well, then a home energy audit certification can be appropriate. These prove that you can conduct thorough standards-based evaluations. Then you can pursue more advanced credentials or credentials that are appropriate for commercial and industrial energy uses. This includes the Investment Grade Energy Auditor IGEA certification, which demonstrates you can deliver commercial and industrial energy audits that provide a business case for energy efficiency investment that can be trusted. Now, unlike other short courses that are available out there, the IGEA requires demonstration of practical auditing skills by actually submitting an energy audit report in order to be certified. Then you should also be keeping up to date with technology and standards. Energy efficiency is always evolving. Regular continued professional development, or CPD, and upskilling in analytics or the latest standards is pretty well essential. So now let's look at some common myths around energy auditor certificate. The first myth is that anyone who's an engineer can go do an energy audit. This is certainly not true. Not all engineers have the hands-on experience or knowledge to deliver investment-grade energy audits. Particularly if it's not their day-to-day role, they've never done an energy audit before, they're going to really struggle to understand the process, how you go about it. And whilst they may have knowledge of some areas of energy-using technologies, their knowledge is unlikely to span all the areas that you need to be aware of and have some reasonable knowledge of as an energy auditor. So you need to get special training and field work to become an energy auditor. A second myth is that energy audit certification is just a tick-the-box exercise. The fact is that increasingly funding organisations, clients and governments are expecting real results from energy audits, especially for large and sensitive projects. And treating certification as just kind of something, let's just go and cram, do a short course, and I'll be able to tick that certification box. It means that you may not actually be able to live up to the expectations of the clients once you get on site and realise, hey, it's actually a lot harder than you think. The third myth is that quick training can replace practical experience. True ability comes from both theory and demonstrated on-site skill. Now, the investment-grade energy auditor certification tries to assess and validate both the theory and that on-site knowledge, although I would consider it just to be kind of like a first step. The IGEA is actually designed to accelerate the learning pathway, aiming to condense several years of experience into several months through intense. Myth number 4 is that experience in one building type makes you ready for all types of facilities that you may across. In fact, commercial, industrial, government sites each have specialised requirements depending on the facility type. For example, a hospital is quite different to a school. Investment grade standards demand broad knowledge across multiple areas, not just of different types of sites, but of a range of different energy using technologies. So in conclusion, and to recap, whether you're an energy advisor, consultant, engineer, or facilities manager, the right energy audit certifications are your ticket to developing skills and knowledge that can lead to career growth and project success. And ultimately, you want to have a certification that can attract clients who are ultimately glad they contracted you because they achieve good energy savings, not just small energy savings, but good energy savings in line with the expectations set by your energy audit report in terms of the savings that they could expect and how much it would cost to achieve those savings. So I guess my final tip would be to don't let outdated credentials or lack of practical skills necessarily hold you back or your projects back. Go and study hard, get a quality credential, and then you should be able to start to implement energy audits with a lot more confidence. And you should be able to merit the confidence of your clients. So if you're ready to position yourself as a trusted auditor today, and to start that journey, I suggest that you take the first sample lessons of the IGEA certification and avoid being left behind, as the industry standards arise. You can see below this links below this video to those sample lessons for free. Now, the IGEA certification is a skill or proof of skill that employers and funders of energy auditors are increasingly demanding. So don't risk being overlooked. Become an energy auditor that decision makers turn to first.